One wrote his deepest thoughts in a cold military tent on the Roman frontier, surrounded by war and plague. The other penned his masterpieces in a maximum security prison cell, plotting his defiance against a world trying to cage him. Marcus Aurelius and Tupac Shakur lived 1800 years apart, but they shared the exact same soul. This isn't just history meets hip hop, this is the ultimate guide to mental warfare. Think about the pressure of an entire empire collapsing around you, or the weight of a target painted squarely on your back. Marcus Aurelius taught that the human mind must become an impenetrable fortress, what he called the inner citadel. He wrote that no matter what betrayal, lies, or chaos happens outside your walls, your inner self can remain completely untouched. Fast forward 18 centuries, and Machiavelli was screaming the exact same truth from a studio mic. His reality was fueled by a heavy, justified paranoia and acute awareness that people were actively plotting his downfall. But instead of folding under the pressure, he leaned into absolute internal fortitude. When the whole world is gunning for you, your own mind becomes your only true sanctuary. They both understood that the real battlefield isn't outside. It is fought entirely between your ears. Then there is how they looked at fate. The Stoics lived by a concept called amor fati, the radical love of your destiny. Marcus explicitly stated that you must embrace whatever hand fate deals you. You do not complain, you do not ask why, and you never play the victim. Instead, you take every single obstacle thrown at you and turn it into fuel for your fire. Now look at the underlying mentality of thug life. To the casual observer, it was just a provocative slogan, but to Machiavelli it was a raw, street-level manifestation of amor fati. He took the brutal, systemic, and broken reality of the concrete jungle and embraced it completely. You pour out a little liquor for the losses, you acknowledge the pain, and then you stand up and face the world with total defiance. You don't beg for an easier hand to play, you demand the strength to conquer the broken one you were given. Finally, both of these men were utterly obsessed with the finish line. Marcus walked with death daily, using it as a tool to keep his ego small and his purpose incredibly sharp. He famously reminded himself, quote, "You could leave right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." He didn't fear the grave, he used it to create an intense urgency for the present moment. Machiavelli lived with the exact same haunting clock ticking loudly in his ear. In tracks like If I Die Tonight, he painted vivid, prophetic pictures of his own mortality. He didn't treat death as a tragedy to run from, but as a guaranteed destiny. It was a hard deadline. He knew his time on this earth was short, so he burned twice as bright, pouring every ounce of his soul into his legacy that would remain completely bulletproof long after he was gone. An emperor in royal robes and an outlaw in a bandana, both arriving at the same conclusion. The world can chain your body, it can lock you in a cell, and it can surround you with enemies, but it can never touch your mind unless you hand over the keys. If you are ready to build your own inner citadel and wage warfare on your limitations, hit that subscribe button right now. Stand firm, stay dangerous, and join the prismatics as we master that philosophy of the streets and the ancients. Love and respect.